Harlequin Audio is proud to bring you Hanna Who Fell from the Sky by Christopher Meades. Performed by Caitlin Kelly. 1. The wolves were lurking. Hanna could sense them in the brush just beyond her line of sight. And others closer, the most daring of the pack, camouflaged by thickets of timber. When her father sent her out into the woods, Hanna didn't argue. It was forbidden to argue, and this needed to be done. Hanna was to retrieve the moonshine. She was to bring it home. She was not supposed to be afraid. With daylight fading, Hanna had expected to be watched. She'd anticipated the wolf pack might hunt her now that winter was ending and food was still scarce. What she didn't expect was the quiet. Out in the woods, over 200 yards from Jotham's house, there was nothing but silence. No cawing crows or cooing doves. The cricket's chirp had long fallen prey to the cold. Even the trees, at this, the onset of spring, had yet to come alive as they awakened from their seasonal slumber. Hanna adjusted the cap on the jug. Her father's associate, the man with the white whiskers and the wide scars lining his cheeks, hadn't been able to find a proper lid in the shack where he sold his handcrafted spirits. He'd wedged an ill-fitting piece of cork in its place and told Hanna to carry it carefully. She pressed the cap down firmly now, and then she looked up. In the distance, a set of yellow eyes was watching. Sharp and harrowing, like lemons crystallized in the sun. Hanna made out the fur along the bridge of the creature's nose, a toughened patch of skin along its jaw. Then finally a sound. This one from above, a raven swooshing its wings. Hanna looked into the sky, only for a moment. When her gaze returned to the wolf, it was gone. It's getting dark. We have to hurry, Hanna said. Emily stepped forward, a single step where her foot landed on uneven ground. At the last moment, Hanna reached out and caught her, almost spilling the jug in the process. The girls watched it swish and swoosh, but never lose a drop. Father would be upset, Emily said. He would be furious, Hanna said. She took her sister's hand and led her back through the woods. Emily had insisted on coming with Hanna. 7 years her junior, Emily had been following Hanna around since she could crawl. Emily started life differently than the rest of the children. She'd emerged from the womb with a strong mind and a twisted back. Now 11 years old, Emily struggled to walk. As an infant, she had crawled for 3 years before the adult women insisted Jotham take her to a doctor in the city. Jotham balked. He stormed around the house in a rage before declaring that no member of his family would ever travel to a place where the minds are base and the souls corrupt. He brought a doctor home instead. The diagnosis was an abnormal lateral curvature of the spine. Emily's back was shaped like a question mark that leaned too far to the right. Over the years, Hanna had assisted Emily in doing the exercises the doctor recommended. Her efforts had helped to a degree. Still, Emily's spine looked like a tree that, bereft of sunshine, had tried to reach around a boulder to find light. It was Hanna's responsibility to look after Emily. Hanna gave Emily her bath. She walked her to the classroom for their day-long lessons on faith. Hanna locked arms with her sister at church and helped her kneel. She helped Emily stand. What would happen to Emily in 10 days' time, when her big sister no longer lived in Jotham's house? Hanna still didn't know. That was a subject she had yet to broach, and there was no time to think about it now. Dusk hung like vapor in the air.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?